There are some people who seem to have a magnetic pull, drawing others in with their charm, charisma, and apparent confidence. But beneath that polished exterior lies a deep, often dark need for validation and control. This is the world of the narcissist, someone who manipulates emotions, bends situations to their will, and uses others as tools to fuel their fragile self-esteem. But what happens when someone who is sensitive, caring, and emotionally intelligent, a true empath, crosses paths with this force? Is it possible for an empath to navigate the chaos of a narcissist's world and emerge unscathed? Let's explore this riveting and transformative journey and discover the strength of an empath in the face of narcissistic manipulation. Imagine being trapped in a constant emotional tug-of-war. On one side, there's the narcissist, whose world revolves around themselves, always craving admiration and control. On the other side, there's the empath, whose natural instinct is to care for others, to understand and soothe their pain. The inevitable clash between these two forces is intense, but it is in this very struggle that the empath's true power emerges. The question is, how does one navigate this toxic dynamic? How can peace be found in the face of overwhelming manipulation? Stick around as we explore this complex issue and uncover the strategies and insights that helped an empath break free from this cycle. First, it's important to recognize a crucial truth that many empaths fail to see. Narcissists are experts in manipulation. For them, it's not merely about self-love or admiration. It's about exerting control. Narcissists thrive on attention, validation, and most dangerously, the power to make others feel inferior. However, an empath, with their remarkable emotional intelligence and capacity for deep understanding, is uniquely capable of seeing through this facade. The problem, though, is that empaths often become ensnared in this emotional whirlwind before they even realize they're being manipulated. What makes the empath so vulnerable to the narcissist's tactics? Empaths are wired to feel what others feel, to absorb the emotions of those around them, and to offer comfort or healing. This heightened sensitivity, while a gift, also makes them easy targets for those seeking to exploit their empathy. Initially, the narcissist may appear as the perfect partner or friend, showering the empath with affection and compliments. This is the love-bombing phase, a manipulative tactic used by narcissists to gain control over their target by making them feel special and desired. As the relationship progresses, however, the empath begins to feel drained and overwhelmed, sensing a shift in the narcissist's behavior. What once felt like unconditional love or friendship now turns into manipulation and emotional exhaustion. The narcissist's need for constant attention and admiration becomes insatiable, and the empath, ever eager to help, often ends up losing themselves in the process. This toxic dynamic can leave the empath feeling confused, self-doubting, and trapped, unsure of how to regain their own emotional balance. Breaking free from this toxic relationship requires a shift in perspective. An empath must first recognize that their sensitivity is not a weakness, but a strength. By learning to set healthy boundaries, they can begin to protect their emotional well-being from being drained by the narcissist's constant demands. It's essential for the empath to understand that they cannot save everyone, and they don't need to absorb others' pain in order to heal. This realization can be liberating, allowing them to reclaim their sense of self and regain control over their emotions. The path to peace for an empath involves not just recognizing the narcissist's tactics, but also understanding their own worth. The narcissist thrives on diminishing the value of others, but the empath must learn to see their own value and trust in their ability to heal themselves. By embracing their emotional intelligence and setting firm boundaries, the empath can protect their energy and avoid getting caught in the narcissist's web. With this newfound awareness and strength, the empath can break free from the toxic grip of the narcissist and reclaim their peace, ultimately empowering them to thrive emotionally and spiritually. But as the relationship progresses, the narcissist's true nature begins to emerge. The praise turns to criticism, the attention shifts to manipulation, and the once enchanting relationship transforms into an emotional roller coaster. The empath, unsure of what's happening, may begin to question their worth, becoming overwhelmed by the narcissist's neediness and unpredictability. This is where the turning point comes. The empath must begin to recognize that the narcissist's behavior is not their fault, that the toxicity and manipulation are not reflections of their own shortcomings. The empath must learn to set boundaries, something that is often incredibly difficult for those who are predisposed to caring for others. Boundaries are the emotional walls that protect the empath from being consumed by the narcissist's needs. It's not an easy lesson, but it is a critical one. For the empath, recognizing the narcissist's patterns is key to survival. The narcissist will often employ a series of psychological tactics to undermine the empath's confidence. Gaslighting is one of the most insidious methods used by narcissists. This is when the narcissist makes the empath question their reality, twisting facts and events until the empath begins to doubt their own perception of the world. Over time, this erodes the empath's sense of self, making them more malleable and easier to control. But here's the twist. The empath's greatest weapon is their ability to recognize these tactics. The moment the empath begins to see through the narcissist's facade, the power dynamic shifts. They can start to reclaim their sense of self and set the boundaries necessary to protect their emotional well-being. This is where the real growth happens. The empath begins to build an inner fortress of strength, grounded in the realization that they deserve to be treated with respect and love, not as a tool for someone else's emotional needs. In the journey of overcoming the narcissist's games, it's important for the empath to embrace self-care and self-compassion. Narcissists are like emotional vampires. They drain the energy and self-esteem of those around them. But the empath, when fortified with self-love, can learn to protect their energy. This is where they can step into their own power, recognizing that their worth is not determined by the narcissist's opinion of them. The key to breaking free from the narcissist's grip lies in the empath's ability to detach emotionally. This is not an easy feat, as the empath's natural instinct is to connect deeply with others. But detachment allows the empath to regain control over their own emotions and stop being pulled into the narcissist's drama. Detaching does not mean abandoning empathy. It means recognizing when empathy is being exploited and choosing to protect oneself instead. In this process, the empath may need to seek external support. Talking to trusted friends, a therapist, or other empaths who have experienced similar situations can provide crucial guidance and validation. It's easy for an empath to feel isolated, as the narcissist often works hard to alienate their target from their support system. However, connecting with others who understand the dynamic can be empowering, providing the empathy and encouragement the empath needs to take the necessary steps toward liberation. Ultimately, overcoming the narcissist's games is not about defeating them. It's about defeating the control they exert over the empath's emotions and self-worth. It's about reclaiming one's identity and power. The narcissist may continue to play their games, but the empath, now aware of the tactics, no longer engages. The empath has learned to protect their heart, their mind, and their soul from the manipulations that once held them captive. In the end, the empath emerges stronger, wiser, and more resilient. They've survived the storm, and now, they stand tall. No longer the pawn in the narcissist's game, but the true chosen one of their own life, charting their own course toward healing, happiness, and self-love. Thank you for joining us in this deep dive into the complex and often painful dynamic between narcissists and empaths. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more empowering content. Your journey toward healing and self-empowerment starts now. And remember, you are worthy of all the love and respect the world has to offer. Stay strong, stay true to yourself, and keep thriving. There are some people who seem to have a magnetic pull, drawing others in with their charm, charisma,